Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, the next part of the program is we all will try to chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra all together. So, if you have kids and if they are taking mala, please make sure they are not touching mala on their legs. They can put it around their necks if they feel that comfortable. So that's why in ISKCON, you may see like people carry the mala in bags, so that it don't touch your legs. So there is one center, piece that is called as Guru Mani, and we chant the Panchatattva mantra there, which is like calling the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there we have the deities, right? Two deities raising their hands. So those are like Gaur Nitai deities or Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they are Krishna and Balaram, who came 500 years ago, and they gave this process, So only Harinam can save us in Kali Yuga. So let us chant that all together. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauravanita. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So as I said, this is the process. Whatever we just chanted, it takes only 5 minutes. Right? So if every one of us, even children can, start chanting. So there is no specific age or only when they become adult they have to start chanting. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, there are so many examples. At the age of 5, they started chanting the names of the Lord. In fact, when the children they chant, their memory increases. So there are spiritual benefits also, material benefits. So now let's chant these 10 other mother prayers. So those who don't know these prayers, I think you can look at the screen and sing. Jaya Kunja Bihari Krishna. So today we'll try to discuss from Nectar of Instruction book, which is also called as, anybody knows what the Nectar of Instruction book is also called? Updeksham. Okay. So this book is written by Rupa Goswami, and this book is especially given to all of us to know like what are the practical ways in which we can perform devotional service or bhakti. What are the practical means? So let us chant these prayers. Atyahara prahashasya prajalpo niyamagraha janasangasya laulyam cha Sarvir bhakti vinashyati Atyahara prayasasya Prajalpo niyamagraha Janasangasya laulyam cha Sarvir bhakti vinashyati. Anyone wants to try? Yeah, go ahead.
Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo niyamagraha janasangasya laulyam cha sattva bhaktir vinashyati
Sarvir bhakti vinashyati. Yeah, go ahead. Atyahara prayasasya Prajalpo niyamagraha Janasangasya laulyam cha Sarvir bhakti vinashyati. Anyone else wants to try?
Atyahara prayasasya
Atyahara prayasasya Prajalpo niyamagraha Janasangasya laulyam cha Sarvir bhakti vinashyati. From this side, anyone wants to try?
आप लोग आगे आ जाइए so that you could see यहाँ भी बहुत जगह है
So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, translation of this verse is: once devotional service is spoiled, when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities. First, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. Second, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Then, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. Fourth, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. Fifth is associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And sixth is being greedy for mundane achievements. So who would like to read the purport? First part.
What is purport?
Purport means, so when the verse is given, first is word to word translation. So that is given, and then the proper translation of that verse. And then purport is something that will help us to understand the verse, further by examples, by other explanation. So that is what, like Prabhupada, he had done that for helping us to understand. Like when we read the translation, we get one meaning, but as we will read the purport, we will get some additional meanings. So who would like to read? Who has the mic? Yeah, go ahead.
Devotional service is not a matter of sentimental speculation or imaginative ecstasy. Its substance is practical activity. Srila Rupa Goswami, in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11, has defined devotional service as follows. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadinavritam anukulena krishnano shivadam bhakti uttama. Uttama Bhakti or unalloyed devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, involves the rendering of service, devotional service, in a way that is favorable to the Lord. This devotional service should be free from any extraneous motive and devoid of fruitive karma, impersonal jnana, and all other selfish desires. Bhakti is a sort of cultivation. As soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Cultivation of spirituality does not mean sitting down idly for meditation. As some Pisero yogis teach, such idle meditation may be good for those who have no information of devotional service. And for this reason, it is sometimes recommended as a way to check distracting materialistic activities. Meditation means stopping all nonsensical activities, at least for the time being. Devotional service, however, not only puts an end to all nonsensical mundane activities, but also engages one in meaningful devotional activities. Srila Prahlada Maharaj recommends it is further recommended in the Mukunda Upanishad that Tadvirjhatam sa gurnam eva bhijyate. To understand that transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Thus, this method of submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely based on spiritual speculation. In this regard, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, Brahmanda Brahmate Kona Bhagyam Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija.
Yeah, you can read.
In the course of traversing the universal creation of Brahma, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. This is all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. The material world is a place of confinement for the living entities who are by nature Anandamaya, pleasure seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness, but not knowing the process of liberation, they are bound to transmigrate from one species of life to another and from one planet to another. In this way, the living entities are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune one comes in contact with a true devotee and hears from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to a person who is sincere. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. There are certainly many good qualities among fruitful actors, philosophical mystical speculators and mystic yogis, but all good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed. As confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam, all the good qualities of the demigods manifest progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service. Because a devotee is not interested in material activity, he does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of transcendental life. However, one who engages in mundane activity, be he a so-called Gnani, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. He remains a Duratma or cripple-minded person, according to Bhagavad Gita. Mahatmana stumam patha daivim prakartim ashritaha vajanti ananya manaso jnatva Buddhatim Avayam. O son of Pata, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Maybe sorry I did mistake.
No, it's fine. After Om Gyantimirandasya Dhananjana Shadakaya Chakshuro Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Vistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Prabhakadamam Shri Guru Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sarvajatam Sagana Sadhutam Sujivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Harijana Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saranayata Shri Shankar He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jarapate Gopesha Gopikakanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vrevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is a very, very important verse, especially when we start doing bhakti. So Krishna had already explained Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita how he can become devotee. So the entire Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Many a times people feel that if I get too much into spirituality, then I will lose my interest in the material activities. How many of you think like that? Please raise your hand. Only one. Okay, everyone else feels okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a natural thing, right? I mean, if we start doing too many spiritual activities, then suddenly we develop a detest, or we develop renunciation. So there is always a question in our mind, how much we have to do bhakti, to what degree we should perform devotional practices so that we are able to maintain the proper balance between the bhakti and our material duties. But here, when Arjuna he heard everything, at the end Krishna told him one important thing, that sarva dharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishami masucha. Means, oh my dear Arjuna, give up all kinds of religion, just surrender to me, and by doing so you will be freed from all the sinful reactions. Now, how many of you feel that you have sins and you want to get rid of that? Okay. So those who are not raising their hands, they don't know that there are many germs right now in the air. As we open our mouth, so many germs they get into our mouth. And they get killed by us. When we walk, when we cook, each and every act that we do in this world, like in the morning, many times we go for a walk. If you keep looking down, there are so many small ants, so many insects, unknowingly we are stepping on them. When 2-3 friends, they are walking together, they don't look down. They are just engrossed in their talks, and so many insects are getting killed. So every day we are committing so many sinful activities. So nobody is freed from any sin. Nobody can claim that, no, I am already. So if we are sinless, then we don't have any reason to live in this world. This world is not for a gentleman. This world is for a mental man. Okay? Now what is that mental disease all of us we have? We have forgotten our relationship with the Lord. We think we are someone that we are not. In mental hospital, why somebody is sent in a mental hospital? Because that person, he forgets about his identity. Right? When there is an identity crisis, then the people will send that person to mental hospital so that the doctors can treat him nicely, and then at one fine day he remembers who he is. When he is properly cured, he will be sent back home. So same way, our identity crisis is that I am controller, I am enjoyer, I am proprietor. I have come in this world to enjoy. These are just few, And then there are 6 anarthas, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All these are sitting in our hearts and they are constantly bothering us, constantly troubling us, and they are not letting us progress in bhakti. And all these things gives us a false identity. So why do we get angry? What is the basic cause? Anybody remembers what Krishna says? Why somebody gets angry?
No patience. No patience. Like less patience.
Yeah, no patience, and so these are all external things which we use or think of to understand anger. But as per Krishna, Krishna says, Dhyayato vishana pusa sangaste supajayate sangato sanjayate kama kamata krodho vijayate. So Krishna gives the root cause. So dhyayate vishana pusa means what? You are constantly thinking about one particular thing. Dhyayato vishana pusa sangaste supajayate. As we constantly thinking, we develop a strong attachment to that particular thing. Sanjayate kama, kamata krodho bhujayate. And this develops into a kama. Kama or lust is something like a desire that we develop which is not connected to bhakti or serving Krishna, but it is serving ourselves. And we are constantly thinking about that. So when that lust is unfulfilled, then anger develops. If you like, let's say, pizza, and all the kids they get pizza, will they get angry? No, they got what they wanted. If somebody likes, idli, and he gets a idli in the plate, wow, he's happy. He won't get angry. So when we are constantly contemplating about satisfying one particular sense, and if that is not fulfilled, then when the lust is not fulfilled, then unfulfilled lust results into anger. Ravana had everything to enjoy, but he did not have one thing, that is Mother Sita. And he was so much thinking about it that finally he thought that if I don't get Sita, then I'm a big loser. His wife, she wanted to make him understand that you already have so many things. Why you are, just after Sita? Just return Sita and you will be happy. He had a palace which is made up of gold. Now gold, hardly we have gold somewhere in our finger or hands, little bit here and there. Or maybe 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, how much? Can we build a house with the gold? Ravana's entire city was made up of gold. Precious diamonds. Not only that, all the Devis and Devatas. And to please them, we are doing so many austerities. Ravana had all of them under his control. Ravana can anytime go to Swargaloka and he can forcefully enjoy the Apsaras. That much power he had. But on top of that, so the quality of lust is it will never be satisfied. So lust is like, adding oil into the fire. So can we say, okay, I am putting the oil so that my fire, will extinguish? No. By putting the oil in the fire, so fulfilling your lusty desires, it develops into greed. So lust, anger and greed, these are the 3 things which lead us to heaven. Mataji is saying hell. How many of you think like it will lead to heaven? Lust, anger, greed. So Krishna says these 3 things will lead you to hell. So if we are not Krishna conscious, then naturally you are only thinking about fulfilling your own lusty desires. So what is the meaning of being Krishna conscious? Being God conscious. You are constantly thinking, Aham sarvasya prabhaho matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanita. You always remember that Krishna says that everything emanates from me. All the material things, all the spiritual planets, everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing belongs to us. But under that false pride, like Ravana mentality, we think that this belongs to me. I own the house. I have, the bank balance. I have children. I have family. I have this. I have that. So we, instead of putting Krishna in the center, instead of understanding that Krishna says that Aham hi bhokta cha prabhureva cha. Of all the yajnas that we do, Krishna says that I am the bhokta, I am the enjoyer. But sometimes we do all the pujas, all the rituals, and the output is we are asking, please make me enjoy it. Right? Do we say that, okay, now I have done the puja, I don't want anything, and now let Krishna enjoy. We do everything, and then the final outcome, when it comes, we say that I want to enjoy the outcome. So that is our problem. So that's why Krishna, he told Arjuna the entire Bhagavad Gita, and then he told him that you surrender to me, then I will take away all the sinful reactions. So, as everyone agreed now, that so many things are happening through us every day and night. And the power of taking the names of the Lord is that the mountains and mountains of sins are destroyed just by chanting once the name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So one time Ambrish Maharaj, everybody knows Ambrish Maharaj, he was such a great devotee of the Lord. He was using, in fact, all his senses in the service of the Lord. He was using his eyes to look at the Lord, take darshan of the Lord. His ears were always hearing about the Lord. His tongue was engaged in glorifying the Lord, taking the names of the Lord. He was using his hands to worship the Lord. He was using his legs to go to the temple. So by these means, he was constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. But his brother, he was not. One time Narad Muni came and told him, at least one time you take the name of the Lord. He said, no, I am not interested. Narad Muni tried his best to convince him and told him what is the benefit of even chanting once, just try to chant once purely. Purely means with no material desires. See, we are always doing spiritual activity, and in the back of our mind, we think that maybe my job is safe, my family is safe. Okay, Krishna, give me this, give me that. But when without any material desire, we are chanting the names of the Lord. So, like that, Narad Muni said, just chant once. And his brother finally said, okay, I will chant only one time, okay? And don't ask me more than that. So now Narad Muni said, okay. And he chanted Krishna's name. And then rest of his life, he continued the way he was living his life. And at the end of his life, what happened? Who came to take him? Any guesses?
Ask the question again, please.
Yamdutas came or Vishnudutas came, or what happened? What must have happened? How many of you feel Yamdutas came to take him? Okay, Mataji is saying Vishnu. So Yamadutas came. Why? Because of his history. Now, as I said, even if you don't try to harm anyone, but naturally you are harming so many things, so many living entities. So our list, keeps growing and growing and growing. And of course, he has done some other things also. So his list was big enough for Yamdutas to come and claim that, okay, now we are going to take him to the hell. So they grabbed him and started taking him to the hell. He was brought in front of Yamraj. And then Yamraj, Yamraj and all these stories we hear so casually, right? But when the soul is taken in front of Yamraj, Yamraj's eyes are like, fearful. When one goes, even when one goes to the courts in this world, people are afraid of the judge. Because anything he says, that is going to be the final thing. If he says, okay, this guy, he should be punished like, he should be sentenced for 10 months, 20 months, whatever. So Yamraj is like that. And all the Yamdutas, they are already frustrated. They are already ready to punish
the conditioned soul. And they took Amrish Maharaj's brother in front of Yamraj. And they told him that, he had done so many sinful activities. But only one good thing he has done is, he had chanted once the names of Lord Krishna purely. So what we should be doing with this personality? So even Yamraj, he got confused. He said, call a friend. So he thought like, let's go to Lord Brahma and ask. I don't know. I mean, if one time somebody has chanted, how much benefit it is, I don't know. So all the Yamdutas along with his Amrish Maharaj's brother and Yamraj, they all went to Brahma. Then Brahma also said, I don't know. I have never heard a case like this. Let's go to Lord Shiva. So they all went to Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva said, yeah, even I have not heard before, only chanted once, so what has to be done? Let's do one thing, let's go to Lord Vishnu. And maybe he knows what kind of credit we can give it. So again, all of them, they went to Lord Vishnu and said that he has done so many sins, only once he has chanted purely the names of the Lord. So what is the benefit of doing that one simple act? So Vishnu said, just look around. This particular person is being accompanied by Brahma, by Shiva, by Yamraj, and so many people, they came and delivered this conditioned soul to me. Mamupete punarjanma dukkhalaya mashasvatam napnuvanti mahatmana sansiddhim paramam gata. Krishna says that once a conditioned soul comes to Vaikuntha, then he stays there. He does not go back to the material world. And this has happened just by chanting once the names of the Lord. So such a great benefit. So you may say that प्रभु जी बहुत अच्छा बताया आपने, अभी तो मेरी लाइफ बन गए। मैंने तो एक बार क्या, मैंने ऐसे बहुत बार बोला है। तो अभी कल से I am ready to do all sins. Why I have to worry? Let others worry and let me enjoy. There was similarly another story, like a prostitute. She went to a temple on Radha Ashtami, and when she was sitting there, the other ladies, they did not know what is her character, but they just came and said, do you want to make a garland? Are you available? Do you have time? And she said, yeah, I can make. And she made a garland. That was a Radha Ashtami day. And she made that garland and then left the temple and continued with her life. Same thing happened, with her. But why they got credit? That is important to know. Because Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam Anukulena Krishnanu. So in the same thing, Prabhupada brings in the purport. Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. Without any desire. So when we perform any puja or any rituals, and if we have a lot of material desires, that is called as karma kanda. That is not called as bhakti. You cannot say, I am bhakta of Lord Shiva, I am bhakta of this Devi or that Dev, because we have so many material desires. We have to all understand that in another 50 years, none of us will be here, especially those who are adults, sitting in the house. So we don't understand the limitations that we have in this body. This body is not a permanent place to be in. This is temporarily given by the Lord so that you can perfect your life, so that you can understand the real purpose of human life and come back. So Arjuna was told Bhagavad Gita, he was told that you just surrender to me, then I will remove all your sins. But then the question comes, who has surrendered? So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam comes in play. Srimad Bhagavatam has examples of all the devotees. The Srimad Bhagavatam, it starts with, the examples of surrender. And then Srimad Bhagavatam, it has 18,000 verses. And then it ends again with what? Anybody remembers what Srimad Bhagavatam ends with? So Srimad Bhagavatam, it ends saying that those who will participate in taking the names of the Lord, those who will participate in Harinam Sankirtan, their life will be perfected. And they will be freed from all the sin. Now again the question comes, do we have any examples of anybody who has perfected their lives like that? So that's where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, they came 500 years ago. Again, Krishna had to come again. He said, I have given Bhagavad Gita, but nobody understands. People will keep Bhagavad Gita as it is in their home, but they don't have any time to open that up. They don't want to, they just say, okay, now I am just 20-year-old, maybe when I am 25 I'll read. When I am 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then I don't have, any memory and any intelligence left. How I can read Bhagavad Gita and understand? So now it's over. So we just waste our entire life like that. So that's why Krishna, he gave the examples of 6 Goswamis, and one of them is Rupa Goswami. And he was, in today's calculation, he was like a billionaire or a trillionaire. His everyday earning was like lakhs of gold coins. Every day. Okay, I'm not talking about his whole lifetime. I think even if we try to gather all the money that we have and try to go and buy the gold coins, we cannot buy lakhs of gold coins. So that much rich, this personality was. But finally when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 550 years back in Ramakeli, that time he was finance minister. And so that time he had completely surrendered to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally taught him all the aspects of bhakti, and then gave him the instruction that you please write books so that in future devotees, they will have all this knowledge. And that's where he wrote one of the books. This is the smallest of his books, Nectar of Instruction, Dikshamruta. And in this, this is the second shloka where he is trying to tell us the secret, how to protect our bhakti. So, Atyahara Prayasascha Prajalpura Nemagraha Janasangascha Laulamcha Shadvir Bhakti Vinashyati. Which are the 6 things that if you do, your devotional service or bhakti is destroyed. So those 6 things he is trying to bring here. So eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. Collecting more funds than required is like, getting greedy. No matter if there was a time in your life when you thought like, if I get 100k, at least I can tell some others, I have 100k salary. When they give 100k, then you want, no, I think maybe it should be at least 125k, Then 150k, then 200k, then 500k, doesn't matter, So you are only interested in collecting funds which are, and it's more than what is required. Even if you earn millions of dollars or billions of dollars, you will eat only what appetite you have. Is it that a billionaire, he eats billions of items, and somebody who has only thousands of dollars, he will end up eating only 2 chapatis? And billionaire will eat billionaire chapatis? No. He will also eat 2 chapatis. Only mentally we become happy. Only mentally, and through eyes. Oh, my bank balance is. And then we go outside, to tell others, hey, how much bank balance you have? Look at my bank balance. And eating more than necessary, So a devotee, he should be properly regulated in his eating habits, in his funds collecting habits. Of course, if we work like a donkey, we can earn more and more. But what is the use of that money? And you will also not be able to use, and because you have a lot of money, your children may get spoiled. The children may start thinking, why I have to work so hard? My father already has so much of money. And they get spoiled. So we have to always remember this. The second one is over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. So sometimes, like if something is not in your destiny, we should not keep trying harder and harder to get that same thing. We have to understand that. Third thing is talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. ये हो गया, ये movie आया, bakwas. People like to talk about anything and everything other than bhakti. In fact, Indians are so afraid that even if they are devotees, they will show others that, I am just a normal person like you. There were days when people used to be afraid. Oh, I am smoking. If somebody looks at me, nobody will give me a girl or boy for marriage. Nobody used to tell that my son or daughter, they are drinking. Nowadays, they will put on Facebook. Hey, what kind of culture we are in, Now, Kali Yuga's entire duration is 4,32,000 years, of which only 5,000 years have passed. And this is what we have reached. People, they have started, openly drinking, doing every nonsensical activities. Now they have reached to a stage where they question, why do we have to get married? So living relationship, they have reached to that extent. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that towards the end of Kali Yuga, people's height will reduce to 3 feet. So because the sinful people, the sins will increase to such an extent that Mother Earth, she will, be really frustrated on all the living beings, and she will stop giving any grains. Indra will stop giving any rains. And human beings, they will eat their own children. There will be lesser, males, more females. And females will be looking for male. Male will climb up on the trees because they don't want to mate with ladies and produce progeny. And their lifespan will also reduce. Lifespan will go down to around 10 years or so. बस उतना ही लाइफ होगा. So we all have this golden opportunity. So the fourth one is, so that's why instead of talking about so many mundane things, stop. Instead of that, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I can guarantee you, if you have too much habit of speaking, if you engage tongue in chanting the names of the Lord, tongue will be satisfied. See, everyone's tongue wants to talk. So engage him in the right thing. So by engaging the tongue in chanting the names of the Lord, by engaging the tongue eating only the right things. What are the right things to eat? Anything that is being offered to the Lord. Prasad khana chahiye. It is free of all sins. The moment you offer it to Krishna, and when it comes back, it is freed from all the sins. This is given in Bhagavad Gita. Then fourth thing is practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them. Sometimes we just do it, without putting our heart into it. So just for the sake of it, चलो अगरबत्ती ले लिया, ऐसे घुमा दिया, करना है, अभी प्रभु जी ने बोला है, किसी ने बोला है, प्रभुपाद ने बोला है, माला हरे कृष्णा, फटाक से, when will I finish my chanting so that I can enjoy? In the back of the mind, that should not be the consciousness. So we should not be following the rules and regulations just for the sake of it, or we should not be not following them for some ulterior motives. We should properly follow them. So fifth is associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. So if you keep associating with people who live their life, whimsically, then you will also become like them. It is said that tell me who your friends are, and I can tell you what kind of person you are. I don't need to read your entire Bible or history. Just tell me who your friends are. And then I will understand what kind of person you are. So associating with worldly minded people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. So if you have all your friends who are not interested in bhakti, you will also not become interested in bhakti. Because they will keep bombarding you things of this world. They will only keep advertising you of the things to do in this world which are not related to bhakti. So advantage of being with devotees is they will always talk about Krishna, they will talk about Krishna's leelas, Krishna's different places where different pastimes have happened. Then you will develop that desire, even I want to go to Vrindavan. I want to go to Yamuna. I want to see how Krishna must have danced on the head of Kaliya. The Kaliya Ghat is still there. But somehow all these people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, they will say this is all mythology. Means kalpana hai. Imagination. Mythology is a very dangerous word. We should never use or teach our children. Or take this Bhagavad Gita, this is part of the mythological, Mahabharata. No. Mahabharata is part of history. It's not like Kalpana. It's not imagination. All these places we can go and see with our own eyes. If Krishna was imagination, why there are, like in Vrindavan itself, there are more than 5,000 temples of Krishna. 5,000. So if he was imagination, how is it possible? And then the sixth one is being greedy for mundane achievements. मुझे ये चाहिए, just like Ravana. as I said, the greed, when your lust is fulfilled, then you become greedy. I want more. I have one house, now I want one extra house. Oh, I have two houses, then I want another house in another city, in another country. Some people are trying to buy things on moon. How stupid they may be. And some people are selling. Some people are selling things on moon and some people are buying things on moon. So greed. There is no limit to such things. And when lust is unfulfilled, it results into anger. So lust, anger and greed, these three things, lead us to hell. So that's why being greedy for mundane achievements. Because what will happen if you're so much greedy? Oh, I want another house. Means what? I have to earn more. So I have to maybe get another job which will give you more money. So your mind will always be engaged in thinking of those things. You could have earned, wisely. You could have earned what you really need and then used your rest of your time in bhakti. But instead of that, if you are greedy, you will use your rest of your time also. How I can get more money. Oh, you can sit at home. First you do your job, sit at home, do some business. Bring some items from India and sell here. So there are many other ways. So if one keeps thinking only about money and being greedy, he will not get enough time to progress in his bhakti. So he will have those kind of limitations. So that's what Rupa Goswami, he's telling us what are the do's and don'ts. So today we talked about 6 of those things that we should always try to remember. What are the things that we should not be doing. So maybe next time we'll also talk about then what we should be doing. What are the do's, that we'll try to see. But next time, in the interest of everybody's time, I had many things, other things also. But in the interest of time, I'll stop here and see if anybody has any questions, comments, or wants to add anything. Anger, yeah. Yeah, so one thing is we can keep chanting, but because we are not at the purity level, we may have to find a solution more on a practical level. And as Krishna says, that we are constantly thinking about that one particular topic. So, I have also started analyzing whenever I get angry. Go and analyze why we got angry. What was the root cause? Go to the root and stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about, because dhayato vishayana pusa. Initially we think about something, that I want this. And when we don't get that, we start getting angry. So stop thinking about that one thing. See, if Krishna wants to give us something, he will automatically give. If he doesn't want to give, then so बोलते हैं कृष्ण की इच्छा के बिना पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता है. तो राखे कृष्ण मारे कृष्ण राखे के. If Krishna wants to kill you, no one can save you. And if Krishna wants to save you, no one can kill you.
There was recently one person who survived in the Air India.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a good example of that.
Yeah.
He still had a life.
Right.
So won't the do's will be the opposite
Yeah, so next time we'll talk those, but those are like Utsahata Nishchya Dhairya Tattat Karma Pravartana Sangha Tyagata Sattva Vrutti Sharvir Bhakti Prasadhiti. So we'll discuss about those 6 things next time. What are those 6 things that we should be engaged in doing, you know? And so does that help, Mataji, to answer your question? Yeah. I mean,
But sometimes, like root cause, the mind is so powerful, thinks that I'm right, so it doesn't want to go in the root cause.
yeah, so it will happen by practice. By practicing, we can control the mind. Mind is like a child. Can any mother or father control completely their child? No, by practicing, right? We have to uh, uh, give some methods to them to help them develop some habits. So similarly, we have to give some, practice. Stop thinking is a practice, which may not happen, all the time. So at least out of 10 times, at least if you are able to think of what was the root cause 1 time or 2 times, it's still better than not thinking at all and every time, getting frustrated, because ultimately anger is not good for you. It will deteriorate your health, your consciousness, and in anger we may say things which are beyond our control. We cannot bring those things back. We cannot undo those things which we do in angry mood. The only way, chup better.
Sometimes we react to that response, some arguments happen, so
Yeah, sometimes it's our anger is a genuine anger. That somebody or really not appropriate things, what you just do.
Yeah, so anger can be used in service of Krishna to protect a devotee, for others. Like Hanumanji also got angry. He burned the entire Lanka. Ram did not tell him that why you got angry and why you shouldn't have done that. He did it as a service to Lord Ram. No. Arjuna was not getting angry. Entire Bhagavad-gita was spoken to get him angry, get him do what is right. And what is right is dharmam tu shakshat bhagavad pranitam. When you are doing things which will please the Lord. And to please the Lord, even anger can be used in service. Prabhupada, one time in Amsterdam, they were having a inauguration of temple. All the media people, they have come with different cameras. And Prabhupada heard some noise. He said, what's going on? Why the temple altar is not getting opened? So he went inside the altar and he saw that devotees were, putting forcefully Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra into the altar. And Prabhupada got so angry. He said, stop! What is this? The altar is meant to serve Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, not the other way. You are somehow or other trying to fit the deities into the altar. This is wrong. And then the temple president was reminding Prabhupada, all media people are there, they have cameras, Prabhupada, I don't care. So Prabhupada also used to get angry. So anger used in the service of the Lord, and anger used for the right thing. So the only thing is we should be really conscious of what's right, what's wrong. So when we are doing it for the pleasure of devotees and Krishna, that's the right thing. We should not be using anger for our own pleasure. Okay, any other questions, comments, anyone has? If not, then what's the next part? Huh? yeah, we'll do 5 minutes kirtan, okay, and then we'll have dinner, okay. So, who wants to sing? Who is doing the kirtan? So, for all those who are kids or children, what do you see on the screen? Can someone read that? What that little boy is doing? He is reading Bhagavad-geetha, right? And what is written there? One who is sufficiently intelligent should practice the activities of devotional service from the tender age of childhood. This is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay?
We'll sing the Prasadam prayer.
Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Sarpa Punya Vritam Rajan Vishwasovatri Vijayate